Hey, hello, everybody. Happy Friday to everyone. Today is a weekend. So, how's your weekend plan? And this is Kevin Chan here, 7:30 in the morning again, and bringing you live another session. It's going to be a relaxing session. We're going to talk a little bit about, improving productivity and take a look at, how to divide time. And more importantly, we learn a little bit about medicine, Chinese medicine. TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, right? So, and hopefully everybody can benefit from this particular session, right? So now, as usual, now I can see that Pekpu is around, Manu is around, Saw is around, Jocelyn, PJ Core, Kising. So how you guys all doing, right? So any plan for the upcoming weekend? As usual, go out, spend some money, help the economy. Eat some good food, right? Hello, Kaing Joseon. Right, eat some very good food for yourself in this particular weekend, right? So help spur the economy up a little bit, right? So yeah, come, let's go in and take a look at today topic, a bit of a discussion about time management, and then how you basically arrange your time, right? So come, let me just shrink myself down to the smaller version so that I'm not blocking anybody. Right, so as usual, want to get in touch with me, please go to Telegram. You want to read newspaper, do go and sign up for the newsletter, right? So right now I'm writing the forecast for next month. Right, this month haven't even started. I'm writing forecast for next month, right? So yeah, right, so it's already on schedule publishing already. For those of you who want to read the forecast ahead of other people, then please do subscribe to the newsletter. So the email will send to you and the publishing date has been hit, right? So if you just need a general support from people who are also studying Chinese metaphysics, you can go to the community channel here in Facebook, and you can do some chit chat there, right? So that's how we support each other, right? So now let's talk about what we call healthy lifestyle, right? So healthy lifestyle, right? So now what do you think is the most important thing when it comes to increasing productivity or making a person healthy? Do you think it's diet, exercise, sleep, or actually work? Right, so this one actually research has been done. What is the most important component for a person in a day? Right, so in a day or in your lifetime, what is the most important? So which one do you think it is? Is it diet, what you eat? Is it exercise, what you exercise? Is it sleep, or is it work? Which one is more important in a person's life? Come, let's talk about. It's important we have enough sleep, right? So now Pekpui got study one. Right, Pekpui got study a bit, right? So when we look at research, right? So when we look at research itself, right? So it is as already discovered that a person with sufficient sleep is actually the person that is most productive. Huh? Sleep is productive one, man? Yeah, sleep is productive. Got nothing to do with now. So if you take a look at you can eat the wrong thing for a very long time and you are still pretty much quite okay. If you can eat you can eat a very long thing. By the way, a lot of people in the world eat very wrong thing. Right, and they are okay most of the lifetime. They're okay, right? A person can have very little exercise, and you can still be very okay. Right, you can still be very okay, right? So of course I know when we talk about work, right? So a person can have absolutely no work also is pretty okay. But if let's say that your sleep are of no quality, right, you actually become worse and worse. Your health drop, your productivity drop, your mental alertness, everything basically drop. That's how important sleep is. But again, some people may have been confused over what does it mean by you have to have what we call enough sleep. It's actually the length of the sleep is important. When you sleep is actually lesser of an important. So let's take a look, right? So now research has shown, right? So now this one was done as a research. 60% of the people, world population does not have the minimum 7 to 8 hours per sleep. So you see the length of the sleep is important. Okay, right? So we're talking about the length of the sleep. Later in Chinese medicine, we will talk about the position or the length of the sleep. Right? So this one is talking about, so, and I've been talking to a lot of you want to say highly successful people, right? Very highly successful people, CFO, all those, whatever, all those entrepreneur, right? So entrepreneur, who's making a lot of money. All of them have problems sleeping. The pressure, right? So you just put it in a way like the pressure of holding up the company, the pressure of delivering is so intense that a lot of them having problem sleeping. Right. So now can you see that sleep is actually affecting a lot of people. Right. So that's why it's important that you understand how to put in quality sleep. Then day after you talk about productivity. There's enough time for you to do that one. Right? So there's enough time for you to do being productive and at the same time still having enough of a sleep. Right, so that's the important message that we are trying to drive today. So so you are trying to understand right now the sleep quality and also things that have to do with sleep. Right. So now this is by research, the what you call number of hours that is required for the creature to sleep. Right. So if you are very young baby, under 3 months, you need 14 to 17 hours worth of sleep. So 4 months to 11 months, so about 1 year old, 12 to 15 hours of sleep, 3 to 5 year old, 10 to 13 hours of sleep, 6 to 13 years old, 9 to 11, right? So, and you can see that it taper off at about 7 to 9 hours. So we just take about 8 hours as the, average, right? So which means that generally a person requires 7 to 9 hours of sleep, right? So as you grow older, actually lesser you require to sleep. So if we target the 7-hour range, right now question where to put the 7 hour. Right, so now there's a lot of people out there say that you need to sleep early, or wake up early, right? So wake up early you can do, or some people sleep late, wake up late, doesn't really matter as long as you put in a 7-hour minimum worth of good sleep. 7-hour minimum of good sleep, right? Because it's very important, your entire body, there is actually a clock that is running. A clock that is running is basically you want to say is a repairing cycle for your body. Your body actually has a repairing cycle that's going that ensure that your body is working in a tip-top shape. So can you see that if you are not sleeping, you're not actually giving your body the opportunity to repair itself. So as time goes by, your inner machinery become more and more damaged. And this is the entire essence. If you talk about Chinese medicine, that's the entire essence. Chinese medicine is very simple. Your organ is the one that does all the repairing. So if your organs are all okay or are properly nourished by qi, not by food, right? So it has the capability of repairing any sort of damages that has happened inside your body. So if you are able to maintain the damage repair ratio, right? So you healthy and you can continue to be productive, right? So you see, if you want to be productive, you better make sure that your inner machinery is okay. Make sure, makes sense, right? So it's like car, if you want to continue to drive the car, you need to make sure that all the parts in the car are well maintained. So the car got maintenance schedule one, right? Every 5,000, every 10,000, depending on what sort of engine oil you are using, right? So between 5 and 10,000, you are supposed to go to the mechanics and then do a check on all the critical parts, and some of the critical parts need to be changed, right? So every single critical parts, you guys know, the belt, they have how many 1,000 kilometers usage, this time, even the rubber that hold the engine, everything there is a schedule for it to change, right? So for you is during the sleep that time, your body goes into this phase of repairing. So now you tell me, if you are not sleeping, so how is the body is supposed to repair you when you are not sleeping? So now that's the entire idea, right? So it's the entire sleeping cycle is for you to do repair. So now what do you want to repair? So that's what we're gonna take a look at it, right? So if you take a look at Chinese medicine, so this is Chinese medicinal body clock. So if you study Chinese medicine, this will be one of the class that you would need to attend. This will talk about different organs. So you can see that all of them are organ: heart, small intestine, bladder, kidney, right? So now all of this basically is in line connected with one of the element. So if you guys are studying the Chinese metaphysics, even from 八字, if you study topic that has to do with 八字 and also health, they will start to teach you, this element is linked to, which organ it is, right? So that's where they study 八字. When you read 八字that time, they see that your 八字has a overly emphasis on this particular what we call energy. They would know that this is the organ that usually would have a bit of an issue. So that's how they do health analysis in 八字, right? So it's basically linking the elemental energy of your body with your organ, right? So each element, the wood, the fire, whatever, all of them are linked together. Right? For example, your lung is linked together with metal, right? So, and your liver is linked together with wood. Your kidney is with the water, right? So, and then your what we call your heart is basically with fire. So we take a look at your 八字 chart. We look at the construct of your 八字 chart. We roughly know that if you're going to have any health issue, it's going to be towards this particular direction, because this element seems to be overly too excited, which means too much, or this particular element is too little, right? So too little means it go into a stress mode, go too much, it goes into a mode whereby it is overused. So we start to see that particular, right? So but anyway, if you take a look at this particular chart, we want to target the timing whereby it give you the best rest ratio. So you want to target the what we call the area whereby you get the best usage, right? So best usage, like for example, if you decide to sleep, let's say 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., right? So now this one would help the kidney, and that one will help the kidney itself, right? So you help the entire kidney functionality, right? So it helps in that one, right? So like 3 to 5 p.m. help with the bladder. This is where you allow your body to basically go and do some repair on your bladder, right? So now see the 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is called the afternoon nap. Afternoon nap, 午睡. China actually practice this a lot, right? So afternoon they give, right? So this is actually to repair the heart. So your afternoon nap 11 until 1 p.m. is helpful for you to let your heart go into the repair state, so your body can go and repair the heart. Understand how to take a look, right? So I understand how to take a look at this particular thing, right? So now normal recommendation, right? Normal recommendation, we sleep at night. Right? Normal recommendation, we actually sleep at night. Okay, right? So the timing that usually we recommend, so we are talking about 8 hours, 7 hours, again 8 hours, 7 hours, 9 hours, doesn't matter, right? So whatever the timing that you are choosing, right? So right now is that what time you sleep, what time you wake up, because and you sleep anything more than the prescribed 8 to 9 hours is basically a waste, and that's where your productivity drop lah. Right, so we want to target the hour that is required to sleep, which is the most beneficial to a person. Right, so that's the entire logic of doing this. Right, so now if you decide that, oh no, that's not what I want, I want to shift it to this hour, up to you, doesn't matter. Right, so you can choose whichever target you have. But of course, first of all, you need to go and check or go and measure or go and be aware first. How many hours is it? It's the horse hour. Yeah, it's the horse hour. So that's why the Ting fire a lot of time represent your heart. You can see it. The Ting fire represent your heart, right? So because the horse inside is Ting fire. Anyway, right? So don't go too complicated with this. Right? So you can see, right? So now this is the recommended hour. Anyway, this is basically my sleeping hour, by the way. Okay, so I sleep around 10. Right? So I sleep around 10. I wake up around 5. I wake up around 5. Yes. Okay. So why is this particular hour being chosen? Is because the 11 until the 1 p.m. is basically for blood filtration and also rejuvenation means blood production. Right? Is the time whereby cells are being replaced. All right, so you want that, right? So because blood filtration is very important because your blood is the one that carries your oxygen. So if your blood are not being clean, so the oxygen carrying efficiency become lower. So you want tip-top, you want tip-top oxygen carrying and also the rest of the nutrient which is also carried by your bloodstream, by the way, right? So if your bloodstream is not clean, it's not being filtered, right? So then there is the 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. very important is toxin removal, rubbish clearing for your body, right? So it's where all the body toxin is basically being carried and put into your intestine, your large intestine, to be ejected in the morning. Right, and also very important is 3 to 5 a.m. is your brain memory consolidation. By the way, 3 to 5 a.m. is where you usually would have dream. Dream is very simple for those of you who are into dreaming. Dream is very simple. As long as in the day you got anything that's not resolved, your mind got anything that's not resolved. So when you go into the dream state, this is where your brain start to stitch stuff into your mind to make the picture more complete. Your brain actually cannot function in a state whereby the picture is incomplete. So when there is places whereby that the signal is not complete between here and here, they will add a dream in. A dream is actually a signal that there are certain stuff that is incomplete in your day or whatever, right? So now people who has trauma will have more dream. Because why? Trauma is part of suppressed memory that is not being resolved. That's why you have trauma. Right? So as long as you are traumatic, the experience is using the word traumatic mean that certain detail has been suppressed. Your brain actually suppresses the detail so that you can continue living. Yeah, your brain is very, very smart. Also very, very selfish in a way that it does this sort of stuff as in it lock up certain information or traumatic experience that you have. By the way, your brain is designed to lock up a lot of things because why? You cannot function if you are given full brunt of all the signal that is coming to you, right? So you get about 2 million signal coming to you at any one time. So you get crazy, if you are allowed all the signal to come to you. So what happens is your brain is designed to block. So whatever signal coming, blah, 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 blah. It only allow very little amount of signal come to you so that you can process and you can continue living. Right? So that's basically what you do. So that's why now you can see if you want this, as an experience, just go into a coffee shop. Right? So it doesn't matter, Starbucks, so it's best if you can go into one of those very old Chinese coffee shop that that grind coffee one. Right now very difficult to see already. Last time during my mom times, we buy coffee, you go to there and you pick your coffee bean, then they have a grinder that go grrr. If you go into one of those, then because as you walk into the coffee shop, again, you can do Starbucks also, doesn't matter. As you walk into the coffee shop, you will smell the very strong coffee aroma. Oh, it will hit you, but within maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, right, all the coffee smell disappear. Did the coffee smell disappear or not first, Think about it. The coffee smell is still inside, right? It didn't do anything, right? Nobody, use an exhaust fan to pull the coffee smell. But how come you don't smell the coffee anymore? Right? Your brain has suppressed that exciting, attacking smell onto your body so that you can process. If not, if the brain keep on allowing you to do that, yeah, right. So it's a reset button. This is also why when you're doing wine tasting or you are doing a lot of things, right, they give you coffee bean to smell. After smell already, it reset all your body senses. Right, so it lock back all the senses, it go back to neutral. Right, so that's what basically that's how smart your brain is in terms of working. So now tell me, if you don't let your brain do the sorting, right? So in computer world is basically called defragmentization. Although today you don't do that anymore with the solid state hard disk. Last time when we were still using hard disk, Now hard disk, the information don't actually store in a line, so it store all over the places. So it make accessing very difficult. So what you do is every now and then you go through a defragmentization things, right? So I don't know whether you guys have to be too young. I've never seen a defragmentization before, right? They will move things around, then it will arrange everything in a orderly manner, right? So that it's easy to access. Same thing with your brain. Your brain will do that, right? So your brain will take your entire day's experience and basically does rearrangement, right? So during 3 to 5 a.m, right? During 3 to 5 a.m. that time. So that's why these are the more important, right? So you see at 5 to 7 a.m. is the large intestine. This is where you're supposed to do purging. Go toilet, go toilet. Right? So because why all of this cleaning has been done already, your blood has been cleaned, body what we call your body toxin has been cleaned, even your brain reconsolidation, it actually creates a lot of excess. No, it's basically a hormonal, your brain, what we call the synapse thing. So all those require power one. All those require power, which means that certain amount of energy is being burned to run this particular brain of yours, right? So and especially the oil inside, aka fat. Your brain is full of fat. I'll just tell you first, right? So fat inside, fatty oil that's inside the brain, right? So some of it need to be burned off, and then all of this need to be clean and basically clear off, right? So you can see, right? So this is just a choice, If you don't like this particular hour, it's like, if you like to sleep until 9 a.m, right? So 9 a.m. So can you see that 7 until 9 a.m. is the best time to eat breakfast? Above 9 a.m. eat breakfast, no use already, right? So 7 to 9 a.m. is the best time to eat breakfast, because this is where your stomach start to do nutrient distribution. Now, so tell me, if 7 to 9 a.m. you are sleeping, while your stomach is supposed to do the distribution, so you got nothing to distribute. I don't know. Okay, right? So energy distribution and nothing to distribute. So now again, it's a choice of where you want to put this 7 to 8 hour. I choose to put it around this 10 to 5 a.m. Right? So 10 to 5 a.m. is basically the required 7 to 8 hours. So 10 is 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7 hours. Right, so that's 7 hours of sleep. So I sleep at 10, wake up at around 5. Right, so I've been doing that for a very long time. So you see, not dead yet. Right, so again, these are choices, and this is the reason why, right? So blood cleaning, body toxic removal, and also memory reconsolidation is important, right? So for a person, right? So then now you can take a look at, right? So now if let's say that you sleep, so you sleep from the here I put it as 11. I just give you 11. Right? So you sleep 11 until 5 o'clock. Right, so you sleep 11 until 21 is 11, 21 is 9. Right? So okay, right? So you sleep at 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock. So this is solid 8 hours of sleep, right? So now go in, right? So you would have productive hour between 5 until 11. Then you can go for your lunch. Right, so give you that 2 hour, go for lunch, do your whatever it is. Then you got from the 1 o'clock until 5 o'clock, which is another 4 more hour productive. So total you got 10 hours of actual productive hours. Enough. Now when we talk about productive, I don't know what the hell you do with it, right? So a lot of people might go and watch Netflix and things that is productive. That is up to you. Right, so this is basically telling you that this 10 hours is where you get things done. If you spend time watching Netflix and doing useless stuff, that's up to you, right? So whereas 5 o'clock until the 9 o'clock, 5 until 9 is for you to wind down, right? So for you to wind down. So again, it's very difficult to sleep if your mind, especially your mind, is still at the very peak of it, right? So this is like trying to brake when the car is in full speed. It's very difficult, and it's very difficult to put the car into a stop when the car is in full speed. But if you allow the car to slow down naturally, you will find that braking is very easy. right? Allow the car to do, right? So now this one again, you will want the experience, just go Genting and try to drive down. There's two ways to drive down Genting. One way to drive down Genting is to hit onto the brake to drive down Genting, which is a dumb thing to do, by the way, right? So you will just damage your brake, make your brake, what we call you will use up your brake pad much more faster. The correct way to do is basically to use low gear to go down. Okay, must tell boss don't ask us to OT. I actually don't agree with OT. Right, I actually don't agree with OT. You know, the correct way of doing things is that this is how much work, productivity, or result you're supposed to deliver in the day. I actually don't care how much time you use to deliver it. If you take 4 hours to deliver the same amount of things, right? Because this entire world of OT is actually just applied to manufacturing the production line. Right, so now you see our manufacturing production line is very, very different from what we do today. Just explain a bit, right? So when you are dealing with manufacturing line and you are a person who operate manufacturing line, every hour how many product plus in front of you has already been decided. Can see or not, right? So because the production line has already decided the amount of things, right? So a person can act on how many what we call activity is already fixed. So if I stand there, if 1 hour I can do 1,000 touch point, that's my productivity. Right, which means that every hour that I'm at the station, the productivity will be 1,000. It's fixed one in a production line that is fixed. So that's why when you have OT, I add another hour, my productivity becomes 2,000, you see, because of the extra hour. But here's the thing that we are doing normally in the office, it is not this sort of productivity line. It's not this sort of productivity line. You can sit in the office 8 hours and you completely do nothing. And the OT is for what? You see, the mindset of the boss sometimes is that they think that as long as the person is sitting in the office, I mean that they are productive. It's wrong, right? So to run an office is basically really, this is the end point, the result that I want to see. You're supposed to deliver this result. If you take 3 hours to finish it, good for you. If you take more than 3 hours to finish this, then it's bad. Okay, so that's basically it. So that's why OT is not very useful in a office condition. It is useful in a floor space when the amount of work is already decided per hour is how much. So as you increase the hour, productivity increases. Okay, not for office work. Office work increasing hour doesn't improve productivity one. All right, so no. So we can see now you got productive time, which is 10 hours. You got solid 10 hours to do your stuff. So now what you do that one is depend on you. Okay, right? So again, that one depends on you, right? It's like, oh, no, watch my handphone or whatever. Or you could be doing work, but the work is not productive. I just tell you first. Right? I've seen a lot of people who's very hardworking, but I don't find it to be productive. Like, you're doing work that your colleague's supposed to do. Got doing work colleagues supposed to do? Yeah. You're a very good, diligent worker. You get your work done early. Right? You get your work done early, then, still got a bit of a time. Then what happened? The work that your colleague didn't manage to finish is dumped onto you lah. Who asked you to be, good at your work? Good at work get punished one yes. Right? So sorry, that's how the corporate world work. The person who are very efficient and good at doing something get punished. They don't get rewarded. Okay, they get punished. All right, so that's how the things work. And worse still is that because you are good at doing that work, you are stuck at that work, right? So whereas the person who are not good at doing that particular work get to do something else. Sad, isn't it? Okay, right? So now these are just recommended time frame. So now you have taken 8 hours to sleep, right? So of course you can cut 1 hour to do that. Right, so taken 8 hours to sleep, there's 10 hours for you to work, right? So 10 hours for you to basically be productive, right? So now 9 p.m. until 5 a.m., right? So sleeping is 8 hours. Right, so can you see that you have that particular 8 hours sleep buffer already, right? Now, so again, A lot of things will affect your sleeping, right? So now just recently also, now I just found out that a cold environment actually help you burn fat. Makes sense, right? Makes sense, huh? Right? So if you sleep in a cold environment, a cold environment doesn't mean 16 degree. I know it's 18, 20 degree, 20, 21. The max go to 21. So which means that your room is basically cold and dark. Your body would actually burn fat to make sure that you remain plus aircon. Right? Your body will burn fat to make sure that you remain warm. It makes sense, actually. It actually makes sense. Right? It actually, so instead of sleeping in a warm environment, so if you're sleeping in a warm environment, your body actually does not need to burn fat to keep you warm. So your body actually burn fat to keep you warm. So you want to induce an environment whereby your body are incentivized to burn fat. Right? So sleeping in a cold environment is actually good. Okay, right, so try it out, right? So the recommended sleeping is actually dark and also cold. Very yin, very yin type of situation, right? So you might want to change your curtain to the super dark curtain, or nowadays they got stick on blinder somehow. You can go Taobao and find, you stick it onto your window frame, and there's an actual like a straw binder that you go like zra, it'll be all black. You don't even need curtain anymore. Okay, right? So those things is also available if you want to do, right? So now, sleeping time settle, right? So why sleeping is important? Because by research, sleeping is one of the most important thing that you should do. You want to improve your productivity, is to improve the quality of your sleep first. It's not anything else, right? It's not to find a better way to arrange my work, so have a better work schedule, or AI assisted scheduling. No, those doesn't help with productivity. First, sleep first, right? So settle your sleep first. So of course, again, diet is important, exercise is important, but their importance is in a very different manner. Okay, right? So sleep is the thing that is the easiest for you to do some more. Right? Sleep is a low challenge activity. Okay, right? So at least for most people, okay, right? So and then you want time to sleep, right? So we give you excuse to sleep, right? So 9 to 5 a.m. is my recommendation, right? So again, due to the reason, in TCM, you want to clean your blood, you want to clean your toxin, and also you want to make sure that your brain is well sorted out. This is the time, because this is the time whereby they are performing this sort of activity. So you allow the body to do its work, clean up your entire system so that you have a clean body system. Good, good enough, right? So then the productive time, basically is, got 5 a.m. until 11 a.m. is just productive, right? So I would suggest the first 4 hours is for you to do things that is important to you. Because why 5 to 9 a.m. usually nobody bother you. You don't have to interact with anybody, right? You don't have to interact with anyone. 5 to 9 a.m. usually there's nobody for you to interact with. Everybody is asleep, right? So go and do things that is important to you. Okay, you important stuff, right? So whereas the another 2 more hours, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. if you are in the office, this is good time for you to do work that has to do with your colleague. Form that bonding with your colleague, go and so colleague work, colleague related work, right? So whereas the 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. is customer related work already, because this time your customer is active, customer related work. So it's 4 hours for your own stuff, 2 hours to build bond with your colleague. Okay, right? So this one you can do is as in being productive, as in you can help out your colleague. Yeah, assist your colleague. So these are, probably group project, that need to be done. This is the hour for you to do those group project. Meeting, I don't know whether you call productive or not, right? So then 1 to 5 p.m. is all outward customer facing, doing things that has to do with, customer related. Now, can you see all of this cover everything. It should cover all the activity you need. What about my mother, my girlfriend? Sorry, they are not under being productive. Okay, right? So if you said that you got 10 hours, you arrange it on your own. Okay, you arrange the 10 hour on your own, right? So how you basically arrange the thing, right? So 10 hour is pretty solid timing in terms of really getting things done. If you cannot get things done within this 10 hours, and you cannot produce anything during this 10 hour, you have to sit down and start to do what we call timeline analysis already, you know. So you need to do this one to this hour, what have I been doing this to this hour. I know it's a very Malay said leceh. It's a very difficult task to do, right? So to basically fill in timesheet, right? So if you do a consultancy, then you need to fill in timesheet, as in, you know, this hour I'm with this client, this hour I'm with this client, so that your company can bill the client according to the hour that you have, you know, spent doing the project. Okay, ask them to help. Can be productive in the different. If they don't give you trouble, you are already very lucky. Okay, right? All right, so there's 8 hours sleeping, 10 hours of productive work, so there's total 18 hours. Another 4 hours is for you to do, you know. So like the 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. the wind down period. Now the wind down period is where you can do your Netflix watching. That's 2 hours. You can already watch a Netflix movie. Right. So this is every day, right? Right. So have a cup of coffee, you know, sit down. Now this is where you can chit chat with your loved one. You know, call a loved one, chit chat with them, you know, have a talk. Right. So got time. You know, I give you time. I give you time. I give you time to do this activity, right? So read a good book. Right. So if every day you take 30 minutes, right? So watch your movie summary in 15 minutes. Yes, correct. Right, correct, John. I actually do that, right? So, you know, go to YouTube and then, you know, it's like I've watched this movie for you in 15 minutes. Right, so, you know, yeah, you can basically do that to know the gist of the movie. But anyway, right? So now this is the time for you to do all those again, a winding down activity, right? You know, have a cup of, you know, the best recommendation is actually to read a book. Right, so that's the best recommendation, right? So reading a book actually help your brain to move, whereas watching a video actually doesn't. Your brain actually doesn't really runs when you are watching TV or watching video. TV and video does not promote your brain thinking. Chit chat with your pet can, right? Pet chit chatting can. Okay, right? So, you know, maybe you chit chat until one day the pet will talk back to you. So you know that your pet has achieved Yao status. Okay, right? So, you know, this is the 2 hour you can do all this sort of stuff, right? So now it doesn't matter, you know, if you want to watch Netflix, what Netflix, you want to watch it, but I would recommend reading. Reading is really help your brain to develop, right? Because why? It's only through reading that you would have discovery and imagination. Watching video don't have one, because watching video is a one way the thing go into your brain. Your brain actually shut down when you're watching video. Your brain actually go lazy when you're watching TV, watching video. So that's why the TV is called the dumb box. It dumps you down, tell you first. It dumps you down. Book is different. Right? Book, when you read every single word because of a book, because book got no images, your brain has to create the image. That's where your brain start working. Because when you're reading the book, your brain will need to create the image. Word actually got no meaning to your brain. Right? Your brain will convert the word that you are reading into images. And also the brain will try to extrapolate the, you want to call storyline. It depends on whatever you're reading. So again, right, you will promote your brain. Right? So I would recommend maybe you do 30 minutes reading, you know. So I will go Pilates also can. This day I watch TV to sleep. That is called TV watching you. It's not called you watching TV. Right? So it's important for you to wind down. Because if you don't wind down, your brain is still in the state of active. So which means that please do not. The very unhealthy one is those that, you know, got a laptop that work until then, you know, just close the laptop and go to sleep. Cannot, because why? Your brain still have all the work inside that's not resolved. You will have nightmare. Just imagine your brain going into the stage of trying to sort things out, and then there's so many things that's unresolved. So which means that your file is incomplete. Right? You cannot find the entire string of file how to sort. Right, so half the file is still not loaded into the hard disk yet. Right, I still think that if someone sleep 5 to 7 hours like me, still provide vital energy, it can. Right, it basically, it depend on age. Olga, again, depend on the age of the person. Right, so as you grow older, the amount of sleep you need basically is become less. Somehow that's how thing, right? So you can sleep 5, 6, 7 hours, but make sure it's quality sleep. Quality sleep means that you got your deep sleep, you got your whatever. Right, so whether you want to know your sleep is quality or not, go buy one of those nowadays very common electronic watch that that does the measurement, the whatever it is. Then you can check, so whether your sleep, is under deep sleep or under light sleep, right? So if you see that all it is under light sleep, then problematic a bit, okay? Right, so it's the quality of the sleep, right? So its quality of the sleep is required. So it is solid 75 hours of continuous sleep that you are having, right? So then last you got 4 hours left. This is 24 hour a day, right? So this 4 hour is for you to go for a traffic jam. Yep, go to look at the sky and blur out. Shower, eat. Now shower and eat doesn't really take too much time, and really I don't know why. It's like shower is a 15-minute activity. You'll probably do it like twice a day. That's it. Just half an hour. Eating doesn't really take very long, right? So the one that eat up a lot of time, basically traffic jam. For those of you who enjoy traffic jam, right? So like yesterday, I just went out and meet with my friend to have a chit chat on some cooperative deal collaboration. Right, we are trying to bring Chinese metaphysics into the corporate world. Let's see whether it will work or not. let's see how. So they'll say that hey, if you don't leave at this time, right, so later we will caught up with the traffic jam. So I was saying that okay, I caught up with traffic jam. It's a very long time. I've never been on the traffic jam already. Right, I actually miss traffic jam. Alright, right. So I've been working in the home environment for so long already. It's like traffic jam is like nothing to me, right? So it's like, yeah, I enjoy traffic jam a bit. Yeah, a long time go out and do a bit of a traffic jam, I'm okay. Right, so I can see so this is all 24 hours, right? All 24 hours, 8 hours of sleep, 10 hours of work, 2 hours of wind down, 4 hours of lap tap tap. I'm not crazy, okay? All the required activity has been given proper timing for you to do. Right, now your job is to go back and take a look at yourself, as in what the hell have you been doing. Really, if you are really do a timesheet, do for about a week, then you will start to know that wow, what are the what we call time vampire. Right, so you got energy vampire, you got time vampire. Where's all your timing gone to? 10 hours is super productive for a person already. Right? So if you put it all together, you should be able to complete quite a lot of project within that particular 10 hour a day. Cool, can right? So now again, those are just sharing from my side. This is basically my daily schedule. Right? You want to know my daily schedule? This is my daily schedule. Okay, right? So so yeah, very old man lifestyle. Okay, right, so you guys do that as well, right? So because why you need to be productive to produce things. Okay, that's it guys, see you all, bye.